the king of Fomo.
What's up, everybody? King of Fomo here, coming at you with your daily crypto updates. So today we are $1,000 up in true P.O.I. So we're going to talk a little bit about this thing, where it's going, and where it could go from here. So just a quick update on the platform. It is doing its thing. I'm going to give you a couple of kind of informational tidbits that I didn't mention the last time, just about the dashboard in general. But we're sitting at 136 Ethereum, so that's a pretty big boost from the last time I made the video. Now that's kind of also my first mistake. Last time I made the video, I said it was like 200 and something Ethereum, but that's the market cap. We're not really going to pay attention to that number. How they get that is they multiply the supply by the price of P.O.I. But since the price is so volatile, depending on if people buy and sell, we're going to focus more on just the how much Ethereum is in the contract altogether. So right now, 136 compared to the last video. So my P.O.I. balance, so altogether I put in 1.5 Ethereum in this thing, and 1.5 Ethereum as of today's cost is at about $4,190. So right now I'm looking at close to $5,200. So it's a little over a $1,000 increase from what I bought into here. And now $800 is from dividends, and the rest of it is the P.O.I. balance. Now, something you guys have to remember if you're new to this P3D type of contracts is the balance can change significantly based on how many people are buying and selling and how much Ethereum is in the contract altogether. So a good number to look at, this $800 will never change, right? I can withdraw that at any point in time. I can reinvest that at any point in time, and it will be mine to keep. But I'm looking forward to seeing kind of what this thing can do. I mean, honestly, I'm thinking back to the days of when these P3D contracts were really popular. And we can look at Ethereum Gold or Gandhiji and see how that contract grew significantly over like many months time span. So it really does depend on how are you looking at this thing. Are you looking at this thing for a quick turnaround? We're kind of past that point really already. If you wanted to get a quick turnaround, you should have bought in at the very minute that it launched and then already maybe have done your sell. I think a lot of the people that are still remaining in this are looking at it for, it's a medium to longer term. How far can this thing go? Are we going to hit those same levels that we saw in Ethereum Gold and many other P3D contracts where you just have parabolic growth, right? It really just depends on if word of mouth gets out there. Plus, if people see it growing, then it really just has a snowball effect of just people getting excited to seeing where these contracts can grow. And I think we're also at a unique time in crypto as well, where you're starting to see a lot of the older people come back to the space, because I'm sort of predicting a new altcoin cycle, right? Altcoin season, as we call it. So I think with that, you're going to see a lot of more interest in smart contracts. Hopefully, we're sort of past that point of the meme coin craze. We sort of skipped the altcoin cycle over the past kind of 4 years with meme coins and NFTs taking the space. But now that I've been talking about this a lot, but now that regulation has sort of cleared up a little bit, I think a lot more people are willing to develop stuff on Ethereum and on other blockchains to make those altcoins more attractive to get into, and people are more willing to just jump into these altcoins and try this different stuff again as regulation clears up. So hopefully with all those things coming together, we can see a surge in interest in these smart contracts, people coming back. I've already talked to a few people that kind of were around during these 2019, 2018 days with these P3D contracts who said, I feel like I'm going to jump back into the crypto space. So I'm looking forward to kind of seeing them back in here and seeing some of my old YouTuber buddies come back as well. So we're looking forward to that. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what true P.O.I. can do in the long run. Now, again, we don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. This thing could dump tomorrow, but I'm really just waiting, because $1,000 increase is nice, but knowing what I have seen these things do before, knowing that I've seen these smart contracts go from 12 Ethereum all the way up to 2,000 Ethereum, all the way up to, I can't remember if it was like 10,000 Ethereum. It was probably around 10,000 Ethereum at the time when Ethereum's price was a lot lower. But these things can get into the thousands of Ethereum. And if that does happen, I really wish that I still had the links to the calculators for this thing so I can show you guys kind of what you can make. You can make a lot from here, especially if you're in the beginning. Now, again, this is kind of what I'm going to end with right here. This is still the beginning if you are a person that believes that this thing can go to 1,000, 2,000, or beyond Ethereum. So if you think, man, I'm too late, well, yeah, you're too late for the very first minute of when it launched. But if this thing does a 10x and we get to 1,000 Ethereum or 3,000 or 2,000 Ethereum, you can still see a pretty big boost from jumping in right now. It really just depends on, are you going to jump in before the parabolic rise, or are you going to watch from the sidelines and regret not jumping in before the parabolic rise? Or is the parabolic rise not going to happen, and is it going to dump from here? Those are really the only three options that are going to happen, and again, I can't predict what's going to happen. Now, the last thing we can kind of talk about is there's some other stuff that's involved in this contract. The distribution pool is here too. I'm not really going to talk about that because it's not really that important. You don't have to worry about these other numbers here. The only number you really need to be concerned with is this reserve, how much Ethereum is in the contract. Hopefully that number continues to go up. And even if it doesn't, if you could keep looking back here and checking out your dividends, if your dividends are going up and that number is fluctuating up and down, people are buying and selling and buying and selling, then, more for you, because your dividends are going to increase even if we stay at 136 Ethereum, and we have some buys and some sells that buy themselves, it's going to increase your dividends. So that is everything with POI. If you're interested in joining, check out the link kingfomo.com/POI. We'll bring you to the website. And we can also just do a quick update. I want to do a full separate video on GunDG. I'm going to talk about this later in detail, but you have a lot of time, right? 34 days until this contract, the presale ends. And that's why you're not seeing like a ton of activity or a ton of people talking about it. Again, people really like to wait until the last minute for crypto things. So the thing is far from dead. Don't think, oh yeah, GunDG, nobody's jumping in that anymore. Just wait until we get closer to the end of the countdown. And I'll do some videos in between then, but just definitely don't forget about it. Keep your eye on it. I'll keep reminding you guys so you guys don't forget. And lastly, BitNest, my order is ending in 9 hours. So I'll have a video for you guys hopefully tomorrow showing you guys that payout. And if I'm deciding to go into here more, or if I find other stuff, maybe I might have found some other stuff. Now I'm going to do another video about Texit Coin next. I'm really looking forward to that. That's one of my most exciting things out there. But for the end of this, check out True POI if you haven't yet. Again, you don't have to. You can always just stay on the sidelines. I don't mind that. In fact, I think everyone who's watched my videos since I've started making them again has stayed on the sidelines with everything that I've talked about. So if you want to kind of watch what happens, I understand, right? You gotta kind of get your feel around before you jump back into the crypto space like I did. I get it. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. And if you also, I'm going to release some videos on Patreon because I'm going to do sort of a double feature. So if you guys are Patreon members, you're going to get those videos early. If not, no problem. You'll just see the video tomorrow. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.